What is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This time we're going to be here for episode number 5 of the EBBY Space Agency series, where we try and reach the furthest reaches of the Kerbal system, working on only a 30% budget. That's right, we've still got that cost of living crisis going on, and we kind of balked the last launch of this space agency on the end of last episode. So if you didn't watch that, do go ahead and jump back to that video and check it out. But a quick recap then is we kind of screwed the ascent profile, went a bit too shallow and got ripped apart by the aero forces on ascent, unfortunately. So we fell apart. Luckily, we were able to recover the probe core and basically take it back to the KSC, get the duct tape out, and strap it back onto a fresh launch vehicle. Yeah, we've designed the probe basically to go up to Minmus land and do a bit of science to fulfill the Minmus probe's contract in the administration building. So yeah, I mean, now that we've reattached it to a new rocket, I'm gonna hand you back over to past me to show you just how that launch went. So yeah, enjoy. Yeah, that's not too bad. 150 meters per second is pretty good. We're gonna hopefully get this right this time. We're gonna go straight up. It's gonna be slightly less efficient for us, but, well, I'll say less efficient. It's gonna be more efficient in the fact that we actually get to orbit. Now we're going to drop the throttle a little bit. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like we've lost a lot of the natural delta V we'd get from the rotation, but now we're going to start pitching over. Okay, we're gonna wait a second until we get higher up before we stage again, because the fins are what's gonna keep this stable. Once we get to about, I'd say 35, but we're gonna go now. There we go, right. Right, I'm going to bring you back over to present day me, but as you see, the staging happened with without much disassembly of the rocket, any unforeseen explosions. So I mean, it went pretty smoothly from here on out, really. As you see, we're just sort of coasting up to space now, and now we start getting the burn done to go horizontal. Eventually, we pop the cap there as well, seeing as we don't need to worry about aerodynamics, and that aerodynamic nose cone does have mass that we just want to get rid of, eke out a little bit more delta V out of the craft as we now burn to circularize. You see the quick camera change before we then set our target on Minmus and set up our burn. I mean, we've done this a few times now, I think, obviously with the flyby. We've done it to the Mun. We know the general concept here, you know, set up an encounter and do your burn. You see we've got our delta V difference on the right of the nav ball there. We time warp round to where the burn happens, stage, and now it's just the probe on its own floating out to Minmus. We drop that transfer stage there. It does increase the debris count a little bit, but it's only one part, and we can take care of it later. But yeah, I mean, we fast forward now to the descent. You see we're just turning sort of normal and anti-normal, trying to aim the landing site really more than anything else. We are aiming to sort of put this down on, I think it's the Midlands that we put it down, just to check off that biome. Obviously, remember, we've got to land in 3 different biomes for the Minmus mission. But I'm going to pass you over to past me for our first landing on Minmus at all. So, yeah, enjoy that for a second. Gentle as you like. Nice and easy. There we go. Right, we've landed on Minmus. We have daylight, we have science experiments to do, and I might even fling this to a couple of other biomes. The only problem is that we can't reset this goo canister. So there you go then. First landing on Minmus. I sounded so like just unenthused. Yeah, I had been streaming for like 4 hours at this point, so you know I was kind of in the swing of things, and yeah, obviously this was our second attempt, the first one having gone up in smoke at the end of last episode. But we then take off again, try and spam it to more biomes, basically just trying to get the whole mission of the Minmus probe mission done with one launch. We had excess amounts of Delta V, so it was like, we may as well try, and we find a spot where we've got the highlands here, so we're going to tick off that biome while we can. So you see we're just cancelling all of our horizontal speed here. We've got so much Delta V that we don't really need to try and worry about making arcs or anything like that. We can just yeet this thing about, to be honest. With Minmus's gravity being so low, every burn is super cheap. And you see we stop there and take off once again, before hopping up once more and aiming for a slopes biome now. I think it is. Yeah, you see there, we're aiming right at this slope. Don't worry, that's not our actual speed. I have sped this up in editing. But we pop ourselves down, and we use that reaction wheel just to stop ourselves falling over there and rolling down the hill. And yeah, that SAS wheel is coming in a bit clutch at the minute, allowing us to hold this attitude. We crack the science experiments once again, and then we are very marginal on fuel, but we basically just look to risk it here. So we're gonna try and get, you see there me gesturing with the cursor, onto the flats to our south, and yeah, we take off, and we are super marginal on fuel here. I think we've got about 100 meters a second left, so it's very, very touch and go, and I'm gonna show you this this landing from past me, just so you can see exactly what happened. So yeah, I'll pass you over now. All right, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go. Come on. Yeah. Stick the landing. Stick the landing. Nah. Oh. You know what? We'll take it. That works. What biome are we in? Where am I? We're in lowlands. I've already done lowlands. Right. You retract. We are kind of where we need to be in a way. I'm gonna meme this a little bit. Off we go. We're gonna roll this. We're gonna look. This is how we're getting to the bottom, boys. I do still have a couple of antennas. I've got 2 antennas left, so it's going to be less science than we get, but not 0. Boing! This is how we're getting there. So yeah, we take control once again of the little rover, the little probe that could, and we just roll ourselves down the hill. If this was any other body in the Kerbal system, I would not be able to achieve this, but thankfully it is Minmus. Yeah, we just roll ourselves down the side of this hill. It took about 10 minutes, altogether, really, and we didn't hit the biome that we wanted until quite a way into the flats, to be fair, but we eventually do. We stop, we take the science as well, and That's that. We use that science, put it to a good cause by unlocking a couple of extra nodes here. So you see, we're just looking at fairings and things like that, taking previous lessons into account with the drama's last launch, and well, now it's time to put a Kerbal on Minmus. You know, we thought, well, you know, it went so well the first time with the probes. What could possibly go wrong with more weight and an actual life on board? So, yeah, you see us here putting together the launcher. We're using the two-person crew module. I didn't really understand how to sort of change the size of the housing for the engines. We stuck a Terrier on there, so you see it's a little bit janky, but we're gonna make it work. We have our landing legs and obviously our experiments. We've got a transfer stage with two thud engines there, and then we create it with a poodle stage and a couple of, I want to say, yeah, we put thumpers on there, just to give it a bit of kick. And I mean, yeah, I mean, it's mostly complete now, so you know, once again, I'm gonna hand you back over to past me so that you guys can see exactly how the launch went. I think I put Jeb and Bob on this, obviously Jeb for the SAS and Bob to sort of increase our science count. But yeah, like I said, I'll hand you back over to past me for the launch. Alright, yeah, I don't think there's anything else we need to do, so let's go. I'm gonna start a low gravity turn again. There we go. Let's start back. So yeah, the initial stage of the launch going well there. You see us flicking off the the boosters like a Disney princess in a musical number, nice and flamboyantly. But yeah, we got a little bit of a shimmy on ascent, but nothing that Jeb couldn't handle before we stage and hit the circularization and transfer stage. Well, we're just circularizing now. We are picking up a little bit of heating because we're reaching the speed a little bit low, to be honest. But we time warp up, and yeah, I mean, there's no real drama here whatsoever. I mean, we're already looking at setting up our burn to Minmus there, and we kind of just do it like as we're circularizing. We just kind of hit it at Apoaps and just went for it, which I don't normally tend to do. I normally tend to like taking things in stages, but on this one it all just lined up nicely. We didn't really have to wait for anything, and we were there. I mean, we were like 4.5 hours into the stream at this point, so I was like, let's just hit it. Let's just get it, boys. You see, yeah, we're taking Bob on a quick EVA just to collect the science experiments and all that good stuff. And again, once more, when we hit low Minmus space, is it? No, we're still in high Minmus space. I don't know why I got them out twice. I think it might have actually been for like the EVA report and the crew module and whatever. But yeah, I mean, you see, we're just now trying to aim for our landing site. We're going to kill all the horizontal speed because we want to put it down in the flats. It's a nice, easy landing zone without too much drama. And yeah, we just killed all the horizontal speed, so now we're just going straight down. And we're looking at the suicide burn counter in the Kerbal Engineer Redux, which is, honestly, it's how I prefer to do it. It keeps the landing on things like this exciting, you know. We leave the burn till the very last second. But we are about to touch down, so once again, I'm going to hand you over to past me to get my live reaction for it. Enjoy. There we go. Nice and gentle. Okay, and here we are, boys. We're on Minmus. We actually brought Kerbals with us this time, and better than that, we actually bring enough fuel to get off the surface safely without having to launch a rescue craft. And yeah, we send Jeb out there to put the flag down and write the plaque in honor of all Kerbal kind before obviously sort of standing there, enjoying the view a little bit, enjoying the microgravity, and Bob's going to jump out here and join him, get some of the experiments, get like surface samples, things like that. Do the scientist thing, basically. Be the science weenie for the mission. As yeah, you see he's just sort of looking around and sorts all that out. But eventually I had a mission to bring back some green sandstone. Now, it's supposed to spawn on the flats, but for whatever reason, I just couldn't see any around. You see me zooming out here, trying to look for it. Obviously, scatter would on a flat surface would tend to stick out quite a lot, but we just didn't have any luck, guys. So we take Bob out on a little bit of a flight with his EVA pack, just generally looking around. And I mean, to be honest, we we go a fair way, but we decide to come back because we're just not finding anything. And you kind of see that I lose the ship at one point. I'm like, where the hell did we park? So I had to jump into the map view quickly and highlight it as a target before I take Bob on back. So yeah, unfortunately, no green sandstone. That mission stays on the books. So we will have to come back to Minmus at some point. And you see we pop Bob straight back into the command module, into his seat. And then we get Jeb on board as well. And now we're ready to lift off. And yeah, like I said, no real shenanigans on the lift off this time. We're not desperately trying to cling to every ounce of Delta V we need, basically, and we get some more experiments on the way out before obviously circularizing and then making our burn out of Minmus SOI and up to Apoapsis for Kerbin. And I mean, we probably should have been a bit more frugal with our fuel because we do run out by about sort of 80 meters a second. But we get Jeb to hold the SAS button down, and we get Bob out to just push the ship along with his face, because you know nothing could possibly go wrong in space when you do that. So yeah, we use Bob to slow ourselves down enough. I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'm going to time warp through it and use the magic of editing so you don't have to sit here the entire time that we did. But yeah, we get the rest of that burn done with EVA pack, and the Kerbals are now on their way back to Minmus. Not Minmus, Kerbin. We've just been to Minmus. So we detach the lander stage there as we start re-entry. Maybe a little bit too close for comfort on the passionate by as it slows down faster than we do, but you know, we're safe. That's the main thing. And yeah, we've got that re-entry heating going on over the heat shield and the capsule as we zip down through the atmosphere. You see, we start going back up, and we do actually bounce momentarily back into space. Not enough for an orbit. I think we only dip up into space by maybe a kilometer or two. In fact, no, never mind. We did a full orbit. I'm misremembering the missions. But yeah, so full orbit around. But we had the life support on board, and we will land on this pass. As you see there, the re-entry not quite as well. I say not quite as extreme. Still quite bright and quite warm. Definitely, you wouldn't want to stick your hand out there. But yeah, we're not really at threat of overheating at any point now, which is good to know. As we fly through the air, we're just about starting to slow down now. We're still going, you know, nearly over 6 times the speed of sound at 30 kilometers, and you see we're actually not too far away from the space center. We do fall short as we start biting into the thicker part of the atmosphere now. The aero forces really do slow us down, but we're just over that mountain ridge from the KSC before we pop the parachutes and descend nice and gently down to the surface of Kerbin. No splashdown today, though. We are going to land in the grasslands, so we land amongst the trees. And, I mean, a nice little vista, a little bit dark, obviously, because of the shadows cast by the mountains. I think it is still early morning here on the KSC continent. But, yeah, nice and simple. We collect all that science, and, yeah, we're sitting on, like, nearly 600 science points now, as well as we get Jeb and Bob nice and leveled up. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. We put a Kerbal on Minmus. We've completed 2 sets of missions. We also, we did complete the Minmus program mission as well. I didn't quite include that in the edits, but that was what the reason for sending the Kerbals to Minmus was. But yeah, if you did enjoy, please do hit that like and subscribe button. It helps the channel out a lot. Leave your thoughts in the comment below on on how I could have done. Well, we know how I could have done all of that better. Ultimately, don't run out of Delta V. But yeah, if you want to see anything in the career mode or anything like that, do let me know. And as always, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.